I always like to tell people what MyEcon's all about. MyEcon is short for my economy because we take the position that everybody has an economy. You got the world economy, the U.S. economy, the state, the city, all the way down to our households. And somebody's got to be in charge of that economy versus having the idea or the thought process, well, I wonder what the economy is going to do. It doesn't matter what the economy does. You can always make your personal economy what you want it to be. And that's what MyEcon was founded upon, even the name. And when we say personal financial success, that's a different number for everybody, but it's the same concept for everybody. And that's simply having enough cash flow to support your lifestyle, whatever chosen lifestyle that is. Now, during your working years, obviously that money is going to come from your labor as you build businesses, work jobs, or do a combination thereof. But during your retirement years, which could be at any age, that cash flow is going to come from your assets. Assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, 401ks, real estate. It's got to come from some sort. So the bottom line, all of us have to, number one, generate cash flow. And number two, we got to create wealth. Okay. Everybody has to do that. It's just a matter of what is your number. And so in MyEcon, we kind of step outside that box. Many people, their only way of creating cash flow is by working a job. And then some people do it by working a job and, of course, investing. And then some people do it by working. In MyEcon, we do it. You can do it through a job. You can do it through strategies, and you can do it through assets. So we always say the first thing in MyEcon is we show you how to generate unlimited cash flow using financial strategies in business building. Now, that's where MyEcon is different than every other network marketing company in the world. Because all the other companies, they're talking about just selling products and recruiting. There's nothing wrong with that. We recruit and sell products as good as anybody in the industry, but we have another major part of our business that can help people become even greater recruiters, okay, and have greater retention. And that's using the financial strategies, okay? So the bottom line is this is a proven concept, generating cash flows using strategies and business building, because over the last 20 years, our members have generated over $1 billion. Now, all that money didn't come through commission. Some of that money came through using strategies. But if I ask you or you ask me, I think everybody would agree. $1,000 is $1,000 as long as I got it from somewhere that was moral and legal, same amount of money. So it doesn't matter, right? So we've got a proven track record. We're 20 years old, debt-free, technology-driven, all that good stuff. And we got an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. So we've been doing some things right. We intend to continue to do things right because I look at it from the basis that all of us are in business for ourselves, but we all in business together. And we don't want to lose our business over somebody doing something stupid at corporate or in the field or anywhere else. So treating people right and doing the right thing is very important to me. And, and so I'm sure it's very important to you also. So I just always like to get that out there. That's what we've been doing. Now, let's talk about this cash flow. And I want to talk about the products a little bit. Okay. See, everybody gets in network marketing for the same reason. They want more money. I like to call that money cash flow. Okay. Because when you say cash flow, it kind of infers that it keeps on coming. It's not just a one-time payment, And so let's take a look at how that looks and what we do about that in MyEcon. Well, number one, cash flow is essential for financial success. Anything that you want to do in your finances, whether that's improve your lifestyle, do more investing, debt elimination, even charitable giving, more cash flow is going to be beneficial. I would say even if a person just wants to maintain where they are, they need more cash flow coming in because we know the cost of living is going to go up. And so if we don't raise our cash flow over time, then we tend to kind of get behind financially. So the bottom line, everybody wants more cash flow. Individuals, companies, nonprofits, governments, everybody's trying to get more cash flow. In MyEcon, we've got two major ways to do that. That is financial strategies and business building. And that's the advantage we have on every company out there, because the other companies, they just have business building. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, but I want to spend maybe 10, 12 minutes just on strategies, because strategies is going to make you a better business builder by far. Because, some people, they have wonderful personalities, or they got, the gift of gab, or they can really use the computer and social media, and they can drive sales like crazy. But let's admit it, that's not all of us, is it? I'm not that guy, okay? So we got to have a different way to build the business and grow the business. And that's something that I've been doing literally for 45 plus years successfully, okay? So our first strategy, our first product in MyEcon, and our most prolific product, is our financial success membership, okay? As a matter of fact, in the near future, that's going to be changed to the cash flow success membership, right? And what it does, it empowers our members to generate cash flow with using strategies without recruiting anybody or selling anything. Now, that's very important, because all of us talk to people who say, I don't like recruiting. I don't know how to recruit. I don't want to bug people. Okay? That's everybody. Every one of us have talked to people like that. Well, we call the concept income shifting or cash flow shifting, because it literally shifts cash flow that would have gone to the IRS, creditors, and investors back into each of our pockets. Okay? If you lower your taxes, you're shifting money from the IRS back to you. If you pay off a debt early, you're shifting money that would have gone to your creditors in the form of interest payments back to you. If you become an investor, you're literally shifting money from the marketplace back to you. So we've got 5 strategies, right? The quick cash flow, the build great credit, minimize taxes, debt elimination, and invest like the pros. So these are the 5 strategies. Let's go into the back office just for a couple minutes so that you can really see this. And so this is something that I like to do, and something that every one of us can do. We can do it individually with our team members. And then, of course, I'm sure Bill and Dan and the whole team is, they use the strategies and talk about the strategies, okay? So each one of these templates, of course, all of you know, they're very clickable. So when somebody comes in, then if you can show them how to change their W-4, it's not hard. They can figure it out themselves, But the bottom line is, the idea is we don't owe the IRS. The IRS don't owe us at the end of the year, okay? But we know that over 100 million people got refunds last year. Over 100 million people, like $459 billion. It's a lot of money. The average refund was over $3,000. So this is a big pool of money, okay? So we can in about 10 minutes, somebody, no more than 15, even if it's their first run, they can see how to change their W-4. So they got a job. The IRS is taking money out of their paycheck, okay? Unfortunately, the form has poor instructions. Nobody helps. So we show the person how to correct that form. There's an IRS calculator that does that, and we've got many trainings on that. We typically see people get $300 to $500 back in take-home pay, but I've seen over 1,000 many times. Now, what if you got that extra $400 a month back into your paycheck? Okay. Now, some people would look at that and say, well, yeah, but Ivy, that's just $400. That's not a big amount of money. Well, at $400, your residual income on that would be more than many people in network marketing just working every day. But let's take it to a bigger picture. Okay. What if they got a $5,000 credit card? They owe $5,000 on a credit card. They're paying $125, $130 a month on the credit card payment every month. It's going to take them 84 months to pay it off. So they're going to more than double the payout. The payback is going to be more than double what they borrowed. What if they take the extra $400, add it to the $150 they're already paying, and now the credit card is paid off in 11 months? But now, instead of paying that $150 for 84 months, they paid it for 10 or 11 months. Take that $150 and the extra 400 they got from the IRS, invest it. And when they do that, there's going to be a $40,000 to $50,000 net cash flow turnaround. Now, how long is it going to take most people that's not great recruiters to make $50,000 in network marketing in cash? By combining their own financial picture with the strategy, bang, now they're making money with money. Now, let's kind of divert for a moment and let's just talk about recruiting. Wouldn't you rather have that conversation with somebody about how you're involved in a company or you got a membership and it helped you pay off a credit card 7 years earlier, and now you're investing that money? It's going to be a big turnaround for it. See, that's a great conversation piece versus here's the comp plan, this is how it works, start recruiting people and make money. See, it's a broader concept. It appeals to more people, and it gives you the ability to recruit people faster. And your retention is going to be greater because the people are going to be with you now 8, 10, 15, 20 plus years. And so you're making money on them every single month. Okay. So that's one strategy, quick cash flow strategy.